Hello everybody! In today's mustard tree creative session I'm going to demonstrate how to decorate fabric using a batik inspired technique. The difference being we'll be using glue rather than wax. To do this technique at home you'll need some glue in a squeezy bottle, a scrubber, some fabric. I'm using this scrap of linen but you could recycle any cloth, wax or greaseproof paper, acrylic paint, or if you've got it then fabric paint would do nicely, paintbrushes, paint pots, I'm using these old yogurt pots, some water, and I needed some pins to keep my fabric flat, but you could just iron it. Later on in the project you'll also need access to warm water and some sort of tub or basin. Because of drying times you'll have to spread this project over a few days. On the first day all you need is the wax paper, the glue and your cloth. To get started, lie your fabric over your wax paper. My fabric's a bit wrinkly so I'm just going to pin it flat so that my design won't run. Now it's time to draw your design onto the fabric using the glue. I'm taking inspiration from this painting by Kandinsky, but you could do any design that you like. I found that using a tacky glue is best for this step as anything runnier might seep and ruin your design. After I've finished, I'm going to leave that to fully dry, which might take up to 24 hours. Once it's dry, the next step is to paint your design onto the fabric. I'm going to water down my acrylic paints because otherwise, when it dries, the cloth can be quite stiff. If you're using fabric paints, then you can just skip this step. All I'm going to do is squeeze my desired colours into a paint pot, add a little bit of water and mix them together. You can go ahead and prepare all of the colours that you plan to use in your design in the same way. After this, you're ready to start painting onto your fabric. I'm just painting in between the spaces in the same way that you would if you were colouring in a picture. It's quite easy to stay within the lines because the bumpy texture of the glue acts as a sort of wall. But don't worry at all if it does look messy at the joins because this will all be hidden in the final step. I'm just going through colour by colour and filling in different parts of the design until the whole thing is covered. Now again, we want to wait for this to dry completely before we move on to the next step. After a few hours or the following day, you should be ready to finish up the project. This is where the warm water and the tub or basin come in. We're just going to lightly soak our fabric to soften the glue. Now I'm going to use my scrubber to pick up an edge of the glue that I can use to start peeling to reveal the design. I think this was my favourite part of the project. I found it really satisfying. I'm just using the scrubber to help me clean up and pick up any difficult last bits, and then I'm finished. And this is my finished outcome. This technique is really versatile. You could do any sort of design and you could use any fabric. As always, I'd love to see what you guys come up with.